Carney has just signed the mother of all sweetheart deals with Alberta's oil barons. On Thursday of this week, Carney, alongside Alberta's Premier, Carney Smith, unveiled their so-called Memorandum of Understanding to build an oil pipeline from Alberta to BC's northwest coast. And as part of that memorandum, Carney's committed to ripping up a whole number of environmental regulations which have been demanded by Alberta's oil barons for years and years. Carney's presenting this as a positive step towards national unity, but we need to ask the question, is that true? Well, first of all, let's get one thing straight. They haven't approved the pipeline. They've approved the idea of a pipeline. The fact is, not a single private company has come forward saying that they're interested in building a pipeline to Canada's northwest coast. And how could you blame them? The BC government has expressed its opposition to this project. BC Indigenous groups are opposed. They don't even know what the price of oil will be by the time this thing actually gets built. They don't expect shovels in the ground till 2029 to get the thing started, let alone when the thing actually gets completed. The truth that they don't want to tell you is that this thing can't get built without massive government support and bailouts. The Alberta government has already put up $14 million to get this project started. If this is all sounding a bit familiar, it's because we've been here before. Don't forget the Trans Mountain fiasco. The government had to step in to buy out that project, and it was Canadian taxpayers who were left on the hook for $35 billion. And by the way, it didn't create many jobs either. It's estimated that only 440 permanent jobs were created by the Trans Mountain pipeline. $35 billion is a lot of money. That's money we could have spent on teachers. That's money we could have spent on nurses. That's money we could have spent on homes. That's money we could have spent on the things that workers in Alberta and around the country actually need. But we spent it on a pipeline instead, to the benefit of oil barons. This memorandum is a loss for workers. It's a loss for Indigenous groups. It's a loss for the environment. But it's a big win for Canada's political class. It's a big win for Carney, who now gets to present himself as this great nation builder, even though he's built, so far, absolutely nothing. It's a big win for Carney Smith, who now gets to say that she stood up to Ottawa, got a pipeline promise, and that's going to come in handy because this weekend is the UCP's annual conference, where she's worried about losing control of the party to the separatist wing of the UCP. It's also to the benefit of BC Premier David Eby, who now gets to play the tough guy, standing up for BC against Alberta. Of course, they weren't too worried about a pipeline when it was them building a pipeline in 2019 through the lands of the Wet'suwet'en people. And we all remember how that went. Canadian workers, wherever they're from, are pawns in a politician's game. Whether it's the Liberals, whether it's the UCP, or whether it's the NDP. It's not your interests that they have at heart, but the interests of their political careers and the interests of their millionaire friends. Under this system, workers in this country will always get a raw deal. And that won't change till it's workers at the helm calling the shots. Not the people who take the wealth, but the people who make the wealth.